The US-China trade deal comes after months of negotiations. Let's now take a look at the winners and losers from this pact. Starting with the winners. On top of the list is US President Donald Trump, who seems to have eased trade tensions ahead of this year's presidential elections. It's also a win-win situation for Trump's Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping. This as the US agreed to terms offered by China while Chinese tariffs on US farm products remain intact. Apart from the US and China, Mexico, Taiwan and Vietnam have also emerged victorious. They witnessed an increase in the investment from the US during the trade war. Their agreements with Washington will remain in place even after this deal signing. However, not all have emerged victorious. US companies have a lot to lose as China has refused to remove tariffs on American imports. As for the consumers, goods are not going to get cheaper as the US has declined to lift higher duties on imports. American farmers will also continue to suffer under high Chinese tariffs. So the Indian markets have scaled new peaks with the announcement of phase one of this trade deal between the world's two largest economies, the US and China. Though it is just the first step, a thaw in the trade war can benefit Asia's third largest economy, India, in more ways than one. If China resumes exports to the US, its biggest market, there will be less chances of China dumping the unsold goods into its neighbor India. Also, the world was looking at a recession with the fears of global economies slowing down further as a result of the trade war. The trade war had deepened fears of the world getting into recession and demand slowing down further, so any cooling down of the trade war will indirectly help India by keeping the demand intact in many other markets. But the trade deal will have its negatives too. The renewed demand in the US and China will result in oil prices shooting up further, impacting India as it imports over 80% of its crude oil requirements. With the scaling back of the US-China trade war to pre-trade war levels, India will also miss the opportunity to be the manufacturing hub of the world, as some companies had earlier shown interest in shifting their manufacturing base to India from China owing to the high US tariffs of Chinese products.